the Los Angeles Lakers find themselves facing a major concern following a tough loss to the Brooklyn Nets, a game that once again exposed a glaring weakness in their roster. Injuries have certainly played a role in the team's struggles, with key players like LeBron James, Dorian Finney-Smith, Jackson Hayes, and Rui Hachimura all sidelined. However, while health issues have undoubtedly impacted their depth, the Lakers' most pressing problem is one that has been haunting them throughout the season: interior presence, particularly on the defensive glass. Despite battling through adversity, the Lakers entered the matchup with an expectation to take care of business against a Brooklyn Nets team that, on paper, they should have beaten. Instead, they faltered in a critical area: rebounding. Brooklyn dominated the offensive glass, securing 16 offensive rebounds compared to just 8 for the Lakers, a disparity that ultimately proved costly. Without Jackson Hayes anchoring the middle and Finney-Smith providing size and versatility on the wing, Los Angeles had no answer for the Nets' relentless pursuit of second-chance opportunities. The struggles were evident from the start. With Alex Len inserted into the starting lineup, a move many hoped would not become a recurring theme, the Lakers lacked the necessary athleticism and rim protection to deter Brooklyn's offensive attacks. Len, whose lack of mobility and explosiveness was on full display, failed to provide the vertical spacing that Hayes brings to the Lakers' offense, further limiting their ability to execute in the half-court. Meanwhile, Trey Jemison, despite his energy and effort, simply does not offer the level of impact required at the center position, particularly against teams with size and rebounding prowess. On the offensive end, the Lakers needed strong performances from their stars to compensate for their lack of front-court depth. Instead, both Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic had underwhelming nights. Reeves struggled to find his rhythm, while Doncic, despite putting up respectable counting stats, was far from his usual dominant self. The Nets' defensive strategy, blitzing Doncic and forcing him into difficult decisions, led to 5 turnovers, though it felt like even more given the number of errant passes and disrupted possessions. The absence of a reliable pick-and-roll partner further hindered Doncic's effectiveness, as he was repeatedly searching for lobs that simply weren't available without Hayes in the lineup. There were, however, a few bright spots. Gabe Vincent delivered his best performance as a Laker, pouring in 23 points and providing a much-needed offensive spark. Jordan Goodwin was another standout, making key plays on both ends of the floor, while Dalton Knecht had his best scoring output in weeks. These individual efforts kept the Lakers within striking distance, but ultimately, their inability to control the glass and execute in crucial moments proved too much to overcome. The game slipped away in the final minutes. After clawing back to within 2 points, the Lakers had a chance to get a critical stop, but a defensive miscue led to an and-one dunk that effectively sealed the victory for Brooklyn. To add insult to injury, former Laker D'Angelo Russell, now suiting up for the Nets, delivered the dagger three-pointer, a moment that felt like poetic justice for a player who has had his fair share of ups and downs in Los Angeles. While the loss in isolation isn't catastrophic, it raises important concerns about the team's ability to weather injuries and maintain their positioning in the highly competitive Western Conference. The Lakers had built momentum with a strong stretch of play, winning 8 straight games and taking 20 of their last 24. But as injuries continue to pile up, their margin for error is shrinking. With LeBron James expected to be out for at least another week, and speculation growing that his absence could extend beyond that, the team must find ways to stay afloat. Looking ahead, the schedule only gets tougher. The Lakers are set to face 2 of the league's most dominant forces in back-to-back matchups, Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets, followed by Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Milwaukee Bucks. Without a healthy frontcourt, containing those superstars will be a monumental challenge. If Jackson Hayes and Dorian Finney-Smith are not available for those games, the Lakers could find themselves in serious trouble, particularly if they are forced to rely on Alex Len and Jared Vanderbilt in undersized or unfavorable matchups. The bigger picture, however, is what this stretch means for the Lakers' postseason positioning. Head coach J.J. Redick has emphasized that the team's goal is not necessarily to secure a top 2 seed, but rather to ensure they remain in the top 6 and avoid the play-in tournament. Thanks to their strong run over the past month, they have given themselves some breathing room, but with injuries mounting, that cushion could quickly evaporate. History has shown that the Lakers have struggled with availability in recent years. Since the inception of the play-in tournament, they have found themselves in it every season they have made the playoffs. Their best path to a deep postseason run remains securing a solid seed with a fully healthy roster, rather than overextending themselves to chase a higher position at the expense of their stars' well-being. Ultimately, the key for the Lakers moving forward is clear: health. If they can get LeBron James, Jackson Hayes, and the rest of their core contributors back in time for the final stretch of the season, they will remain a formidable threat in the Western Conference. But if injuries continue to derail their continuity, the road ahead could be far more treacherous than anticipated. The next few games will serve as a major test, and how they navigate this challenging period will determine just how realistic their championship aspirations truly are.